Hello friends, Hal here. Today we're going to talk about the D9 chord on guitar. And it's the chord that looks like this. There's the D, there's the D9. There's another way you can play the D9 and that's like this. Okay? We're going to talk about the difference between the two. I'm going to show you the keyboard. I'm going to explain why it's a D9 and what is a D sus2. And we're going to clarify this up once and for all. Stay tuned. Always tune your guitar before you start. I'm tuning to A440, just in case anybody wants to know. It's not A32. A32 is about a quarter step below A440. So let's go right into the D9 chord because this is a part of this practice time. Here's the D. Here's the D9 I love. Okay. Here's a D9 that you can find on the internet. Some people call this chord a D sus2, but let's talk about why this is not a D sus2. Okay. And then I saw other chords that look like this, right? Being called D9 chords. So what is a ninth chord and what is a 9 chord? Well, we have to talk about intervals. If you haven't been over to the series that we have on music theory, it's not very far along really, but there are concepts that I taught about intervals. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, octave, ninth, 10th, 11, 13, then you're back to your octave again, which is 2 octaves. Let's talk about this. Let me show you the keyboard here really quick. To answer your question before we get going here, this keyboard that I'm using is a Yamaha CP33. Love this keyboard. It's great. It's really basic. It's not that expensive. Anyway, there's a C. Since we're talking about the D9, let's use the D scale. And here's the D scale. D, E, F sharp, this is a major scale, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Now from here to here is what we call an octave. It's 8 notes. And if you go back 1, that's called a major 7. If you go back 1 again, that's called a minor 7. Now here's a D chord. D, F sharp, A. That's a D chord. If I want to play a D7, here's a D major 7. If I want to play a D7, it looks like this. If I want to play a D9, it looks like this. Okay? And that's because this is a ninth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just like that. That's your D9. So that is a D9. But on the guitar, that's not what the chord looks like because the F sharp is up here. Here's the chord as it looks like on the guitar. There's the D chord. When we let go of that second fret on the first string, it becomes an E, an open E, like this. Now there's your D9. When I was first starting guitar, this was always called a D9 because that's a 9. That's a second. Guess what? The 9 trumps the second. Not Donald Trump, but you understand what the word trump means, right? In a card game, if a card is a trump, that means it wins over everything. So that second means nothing when the ninth is present. And the F sharp used to be there. Now, what is this? That's an octave. That's a fifth. I'm measuring it from the root. This is called the root note. This is the root. That's the third. This is the fifth. I've talked about this in other videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5. Octave. 9. So we got the fifth. We've got the octave. We've got the 9. This by itself is not a D chord. because we don't have the F sharp, either there or there. The F sharp is what defines if it's a major or a minor chord. If I take that F sharp and come back to the F, that is a D minor chord. And so D, D minor. Now if I wanted to add a 9 to it, that would be a D minor 9. That would be a D9 also. This is actually a D5 with the 9th interval, right? But I call it a D9. Now if I go down and play that, I don't have that on screen, do I? If I play that lower D and I play this, okay, I'm playing the D an octave lower that way. That's still a D9, even though this is an octave and a 9th. It's still called a D9. Another way you can play a D9 on piano, right? Maybe you've heard that in piano music before, in popular music or something. Let's go back to the guitar. That's my D9 chord. I really like it. It's the D5 with the 9. Okay, here's another D9. Now let's zoom in and I'll show you exactly how this looks and how it works. So there's our D chord. We know it as a regular D. I'm playing it with my first finger, second finger, third finger. First finger is on third string up, 2nd fret. Second finger is on first string, 2nd fret. Third finger is on 2nd string, 3rd fret. A D9, I just lift this string right here. Finger, the 2nd finger off of the E string. And that's a D9. Can you see that well? I hope so. Now, I've seen this on the internet for a D9. That's the 2nd finger is on the 5th fret, A string. First finger is on the 4th string, 4th fret. Third finger is on the 3rd string, 5th fret. Fourth finger is on the 2nd string, 5th fret. And people calling that a D9. That is a D9. Let's talk about the notes in that chord. That's a D. That's an F sharp, so it's root 3rd. That's a 7, right? And then this one is the E. This one is a C. That's an E. This is a dominant 7. That's a dominant 7. If I skip over that 7 and I just play those 3 strings, the A string, the D string, and the B string, that's a D9, right? But if I put the 7 in, then I get a D9 with a dominant 7, or a minor 7. Okay, that's a great chord. But if you don't want the F sharp in there, if you don't want the C in there, you have to do something else. This is kind of a thick chord. I like it. It's a really great chord. The D over here is a more open chord. That D5 sound. Oh, it's a great chord. A lot of times in music, we'll talk about the D sus4 later, where you put your little finger on the 3rd fret E string. Now this is a D chord, D9, D, D sus4. I don't think I have anything else left to tell you about the D9 chord. That's all I have. So go to the next video. We'll talk to you later. See ya.